A thrilling last few weeks for baseball. Welcome to the Mark Kingston Show alongside the head coach, Mike Lefko, with you. And Coach, as of this taping, you guys are coming off a thrilling win yesterday at Florida Gulf Coast, rallied for 2 runs in the 8th, then 2 runs in the 9th. For you, how pressure-filled is that, and what was that experience like?
It was a lot of fun. It was great to see the guys stay the course, stay the process. Everybody talks about that these days, but we really did do that. Even when we were behind in that game, you didn't sense any panic, you didn't sense any infighting. You just said, guys, let's just keep doing what we do, and quality at bats, try to get a bunch of at bats going, and sooner or later it ended up happening. So really proud of the way the guys just stayed poised throughout that game. And if you play the game the right way long enough, good things can happen for you. And last night was really good proof of that.
We've seen this a couple times already in the last couple of weeks. Just about a week ago, FIU rallied to tie the game with 3 runs. Then you guys score in the 9th to win. Last weekend at Illinois, win in the 10th. Is there something about this team they just bear down and really don't panic in the late game?
Well, I just think that's important. I think that's a constant emphasis that we'll have, is that you play every inning to try to win that inning. And in baseball, things are not always going to go your way. You have to understand that. It's a very tough game individually. It's a tough game collectively. So when things don't go your way, you just have to handle it. You have to minimize the bad things that happen to you and then respond in a positive way. And I think this team has really taken to that. I think they understand what we're looking for there. And so when things get a little tough for us, we try to weather the storm and then respond in a very positive way. And so far, we've been able to do that.
You guys went on the road last weekend at Illinois. Before that, a 9-game win streak, the second longest in program history. What did you guys do well during that stretch?
Well, when you win 9 games in a row, you do a lot of things well. For us, obviously, pitching is always the first thing you look at. Our pitching has been very strong again this year. I think Coach Mole and the pitchers have really formed a good partnership and built on the things that were already here. And so to see that the pitching is where we need it, the defense has really improved early on in the season. We were struggling defensively, but we really shored that up. And so when you have the pitching and defense that we have on most days, I think the final piece of the puzzle is that our offense has started to show improvement as well. So during that streak, I think we did everything well. And when you do everything well in the main phases, you tend to win a lot of games.
Something that I think we touched on at the start of this show, but in the Illinois series, that's a ranked team on the road. You know, it was cold, it was a true road environment for only the second time, and each game got closer, culminating with the win on Sunday in extras. So just going off of that, what did you like about your team's improvement over the course of the series?
Well, I thought Sunday it would have been real easy for our guys to come out and say, man, it's too cold, we've already lost 2 games, we're just ready to get home back to Florida. But I didn't sense that at all. I sensed a team that wanted to come out and get a big road win against a top 20 team, and we did that. So I think once again it shows that we're a veteran team. We have guys that want to have success, and they want to have more success than they've ever had. And so that would have been an easy game to just say it's not our weekend, let's just get out of here and move on. And we didn't see that at all. And so to have a big road win against the top 20 team, it helps you in so many ways. It helps you from an RPI standpoint, but it also helps just the confidence that can build in a team. And so I think we're starting to see that. We're starting to see certain aspects of our team that are gradually improving, and the confidence improves along with that.
Well, one of those veteran guys is Tommy Peterson. He leads the conference in saves with 7. When we come back, we'll talk to him here on the Mark Kingston Show.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News & World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 4 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, nephrology, orthopedics, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay, again, and one of America's best. Tampa General Hospital, trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
Welcome back to the Mark Kingston Show. We're now joined by Tommy Peterson, who's had a pretty stellar season on the mound so far. Tommy, thanks for taking some time to join us here.
No problem, thank you.
I want to talk to you a little bit about last year, first of all, because the year prior to that, you missed all of last season. What did it feel like last year finally getting back out on the mound?
I mean, it felt good. It had been obviously since my senior season in high school that I had pitched, so I mean, just getting back into it last year. I mean, I used the fall and the spring to get back to where I should be, and then last year was a good first year, I guess, in college baseball, and this year, I just tried to have a better year than last year so far.
When you finally got out there last season, excitement, nerves, what were you
Yeah,
feeling?
I mean, I was very nervous. I remember my first outing was against North Florida, and I felt like the pitcher's mound was about 100 feet away, and but I mean, ever since then, it's gotten easier. I mean, even to this day, every time I come out there, it's there's still a little butterflies and a little anxiousness when I go out there, but it's like normal now.
Do you think this team has really kind of made some leaps in the past year? New coaching staff, you guys have come together. We have seen some close games, and actually, when we were taping this, last night you guys just rallied back to win at Florida Gulf Coast. What's the mentality been like in kind of these close comeback wins?
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt a change that's occurred with us. I mean, this pretty much brings us back to my freshman year when I was hurt. We were winning close games. We won, I think, 13 games in a row, and you're starting to see a little bit of that in this team right here. No give up, and a lot of fight to the end.
What was the process like for you and the team this offseason when the new coaching staff was brought in? I know a lot of players are back, but you bring in a new staff. How did you guys adjust, and what was that process like?
Well, I mean, I think that we had all heard great things about these coaches, so we wanted to basically go out there and do our best. Obviously, not only for the coaches but for each other as well. Because I mean, no matter what, you're still playing the game of baseball. So
you made one start this year and then moved to the bullpen. What did the coaching staff talk to you about that? About going from that starting role into a relief position?
I mean, Coach Mole and I had talked about that since the beginning of the year. I was either going to be starting or in the closing role, but I mean, after my first start, he felt that I just suited the team better in the back end of the bullpen rather than starting.
Did you coincide that with a shave of the head? You came into the season very long-haired.
Yeah, I came into the year with some facial hair and the long locks of hair, but after a couple, I guess, rough outings, you could say, I figured it was time to make a change, and pretty pleased with the results so far.
What do you like about your situation now? Because when you come in, the expectation is you're locking down. No one's getting on base. You're shutting down this game and going out with the win and saving that situation. So what do you like about when you come in? A lot of pressure, but what do you like about that situation?
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for sure about coming in the ninth inning of a game, a close game, and coming in there and shutting the door. So I mean, I definitely like it. I like the pressure, and yeah, I mean, it's just it's a great feeling, closing out the game and getting the win, shaking hands with your teammates.
Is it a different mindset because you are coming on usually only to get 3 outs? And I know last year as a starter, you have to work the innings and maybe get deep into a ball game. How is it different now coming into this situation?
Well, I mean, now I think, I just focus on the fact that I have to get, just those 3 outs. I don't have to pace myself throughout the whole game. I can come in there and blow it out for 1 inning, give it everything I got. So, it's that kind of mentality, lockdown mentality.
So you guys have gone through the non-conference. I know you'll still play a midweek game here and there, but conference play has begun. What are you looking forward to about that?
Well, I mean, conference is, what it's all about. Those games count the most, and, winning the weekend series, that's what we really want to do, come out, win Friday, Saturday, and hopefully, get the sweep on Sunday. But it starts with Cincinnati, and, it only goes up from there.
Well, Tommy, thank you. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
The Mark Kingston Show returns after this.
This is where the legends live, waiting for someone better innovation. From the brand that invented the t-shirt comes the Under Armour Speedform Apollo. This is our rocket ship.
Looking for an individual or family health care plan? Or maybe a dental policy? Look no further than the Tampa Florida Blue Centers in West Shore, Carrollwood, and Pinellas Park. For more information, go to floridablue.com or call the number on the screen.
Welcome back to the Mark Kingston Show. We just spoke with Tommy Peterson, and Coach, I want to get your thoughts on him. Obviously, your first year coaching him. He started a couple of games last season, started the first game of the year for you, or his first start came in the home opener. Then you moved him to the bullpen. So what did you guys decide, or what did you like about his transition from starter to bullpen?
Well, he looks really comfortable in the bullpen. I don't think there's any question that he fits best as a short reliever. That way he can be pitching at his full velocity the entire time. He's a great competitor. He loves being in the big situation. So the more we looked at his makeup and what his skill set best fits, we thought this is a guy that really has a good chance to be our closer. And so we gave him that opportunity, and he's really run with it. So to have the number of saves he has already, I think once again, to win close games, you've got to be really strong in the back of your bullpen. And so Tommy has taken this opportunity and really run with it. So all credit goes to him and Coach Mole. He's just really done a great job for us, and we would not have the record we have right now if Tommy wasn't pitching as well as he is.
The bullpen has been fantastic. Michael Farley got the win against Florida Gulf Coast a couple nights ago in a pressure-packed situation. I guess I want to ask you about the mentality needed to come in as a closer, as a late relief guy, because often you're entering in a very stressful and pressure-packed situation.
Yeah, you have to love that situation. You have to want the ball, and everybody can talk about they want the ball in that situation, but when you actually get the opportunity, it's a totally different ball game. They can talk all they want about every inning's the same and every out you get is the same. That's just not true. It may be true on paper, and the sabermetrics guys will tell you all the outs are the same, but it's just not true. When you know that you have 30 other guys on your team counting on you to get the last 3 outs of the game or the last 6 outs of the game, that does something to your psyche as a pitcher. So to be able to handle that pressure situation and to handle wanting to take the ball across the finish line, so to speak, there's something to that. It takes, not everybody can do it. And so to have Tommy and now Farley be able to do the same thing, I think that's really important for a team. And once again, credit goes to those guys.
It's been a tremendous team effort here in the first half of the season, this non-conference portion. Not to single out to individuals, but there have been some very nice individual performances, especially this past weekend. Buddy Putnam now has 4 home runs in the past 3 games, including 2 on Tuesday night. We've always seen that great swing from him, but it hasn't always been consistent. What have you liked about the way he has taken plate approaches this year?
He's a senior. He's been in a lot of games for us, and so I think the big thing with him is he's found some consistency with his swing. And he simplified a little bit. We tweaked a couple little things with him, nothing major, but just sometimes a little tweak here or there can make all the difference in the world for a guy. So we've tried to get his swing and his follow-through just a little bit on plane, a little bit longer, and it's really helped him. He's in the zone longer, and he's getting backspin on the ball that he didn't used to get, that turns into home runs. And so he's been a really nice spark for our offense. He was in and out of the lineup early on in the season, but obviously the way he's playing now, he's a guy we have to have in there, and he's been a big part of this winning.
We know the Borders brothers come from a good baseball background. They were huge in the win on Sunday against Illinois, combining to go 8 for 10, and then on Tuesday night, Levi Borders had a big hit to get that 9th inning started. They have really helped this team. I think they lead in nearly every category. Levi and batting average, Luke and a couple others. What have they done well at the plate this year?
They're great kids, no question about it. They're guys you love to coach. They're talented, but they also show up every day to play as hard as they can. Whatever you ask them to do, they do more. They're just low maintenance players. Once again, the kind of guys you love to coach. And then on top of that, they're playing really well. Once again, you kind of point to a lot of the key points, and we have a lot of parts and a lot of pieces to this puzzle of why we're having success, and those are 2 big pieces of the puzzle. Once again, they love to play, they play hard, they're tough kids, and so everything you could ask out of players they have, and so they're a big part of what we're doing.
Well, the second season, if you will, starts this weekend. Conference play begins. The Bulls host Cincinnati for 3 right here. Is there a different mentality or mindset needed for conference play? You're still playing weekend series, but it's teams that are familiar year in and year out with you.
Yeah, there really shouldn't be a different mindset or a different approach. We tell our guys, and we've told our guys from day one, every time we're on the field, whether it's a practice, an inter-squad game, a non-conference, conference, the approach should be the same. The effort should be the same. The attitude should be the same. So our approach going into this weekend is we're going to continue to focus on playing smart baseball, playing hard, being disciplined, both on the bases and at the plate, and throw a lot of strikes. So that will not change whether you're playing Cincinnati or Miami or the Yankees. You have to approach the game the same way. Baseball is a game that demands consistency, and so that starts with your approach.
Well, 3 at home this weekend for the Bulls, then they're back on the road for another 4-game road trip next week, but we are in the midst of conference play. That'll do it. Thanks for watching this edition of the Mark Kingston Show.